And thank you for those who stayed with us and experienced some technical difficulties. Scouts up by a score of 2-0 here. David Gaunt over on second base. No outs here for Wyatt Hogan here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Here comes the pitch from Rudnicki, and that's going to be hit to third. Great pickup that time by Williams, and he fires over to first, and Wyatt Hogan is now 0 for 3 after the great scoop by Ted Williams.
Yeah, it was a great job from Williams over there at third. He managed to look back, Gaunt over at second, and proceeded to go over to first baseman Waters for the out. So all around good heads-up defensive play there by the third baseman Williams.
So here comes Lincoln. Run out here. Run ball's a little bit high. Remember, you can follow us on Twitter for live tweets during all of our games. Links will be posted on Twitter, Facebook, and our website, zenithscouts.com, every game.
So Lincoln come up to the plate as looks like Coach needed his helmet out there at first base. He was coaching first base, and you need to have a batting helmet out there. So Dylan Donnelly, one of the starting pitchers, had to run the helmet over to T-Grove real quick.
Lincoln Reed steps back in. Lincoln's a switch hitter, facing it right now, so he'll bat lefty. So 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Runner scoring position with 1 out. Swing and a miss by Reed. Count is now 1-1. So 1-1 count here to Lincoln Reed. First baseman for the Scouts. That one's going to be grounded over to third baseman, Ted Williams again. And they get it to first. They go throw it back to third, and David Gaunt is out. They double him up. A 5-3-5 double play. Couldn't have been a better throw by Waters over there at first base. And originally started off with the putout from Ted Williams. Charlie Waters returns the favor back as they hot corners just throwing the ball back and forth to each other to get another double play, the second one of the game for the Scouts.
Yeah, that one was very unfortunate, to say the least, as Gaunt thought he would be safe over there at third. He made a nice little move as he was over at second base to force them into throwing over to first base initially to try and get Lincoln, and they were able to do that. And if needed just one more step, and Gaunt would have definitely been safe over there at third on a very close play either way.
That's going to send John Crawford back out for his 6th inning of work as we're through 5 here. Scouts still up 2-0. Scouts dominating the hit column 9-1. We're only up by 2 runs, so they left multiple runners on base.
Yeah, they've left, to my count, 5 on so far. And that's something Coach Cates has been preaching. Every time you can get 3 guys on base, you should get at least one of them to score, and it might not be right then, but sometime after, if you keep getting guys on, they're going to find ways to score those runs. So with all the guys they've got on base, they're right around that 33%. If they can get that higher, that's how you can become a championship team in Coach Cates' eyes.
And 7 strikeouts on the game for John Crawford. The league lead was 10 coming into this contest. Will Cruz, who lives with us, we were joking around earlier this morning, said, "Hey, Will, you're 1 strikeout off the lead." It's like John Crawford's trying to get that record in 1 pitching performance. And now Lance, what's the side coming up for the Copperheads?
For the Copperheads, it will go 4-5-6. It'll be Ryan Rippey, their designated hitter, Will Salter, their catcher, and then after him, it'll be center fielder Chris Osborne. First pitch outside for a ball.
She's 6 strikeouts I have for Crawford, not 7. He was working on 7 that did not get it, so 6 for Crawford. Thank you, Lance, for that correction. Quickly.
That's what I'm here for here.
Quickly, 2-0 count here to Rippey.
as Joey Levitt appears to be out warming up in the bullpen for the Scouts.
Misses again. Count is now 3-0. The one downside today for Crawford has been his walks. He has 4 of them. 3-0 count here, in danger of getting number 5. Here's that 3-0 and gets the outside corner, the bottom of it. Looks like Rippy thought he's going to make his way over to first, but steps back into the batter's box. 3-1 count here. Scouts up 2-0 here in the 6th inning. That one's well inside. And that's going to send Rippy over the first base with the walk. So that's 5 walks on the game now for John Crawford.
Just like you said, walks being his one downfall, so that's 5 walks, 4 balls each time. So that's 20 wasted pitches for Crawford, adding on to his pitch count.
And here comes the first pitch to Salter. It struck out both times. That one got the outside corner just barely. Count is now 0-1 with a runner on first base. Scouts up 2-0 here on the top of the 6th inning. That was a well outside, evening it up at 1-1. This game started at 7:05, so we're about an hour and 40 in. Gotta remember we had a rain delay, stopped our play for about 15 minutes before it passed through. Luckily we have field turf here. Don't have to worry about remending the field after rain. Here comes that 1-1 inside, but not too far inside. Got the inside corner for a strike. Count's now 1-2. Salter, the catcher from Michigan State. Not the normal starter. Right fielder Grant Rubel usually starts at catcher for this team. And it's going to hit that one to Carnahan at third, and it gets past him. Trying to make the diving play, unable to do so. So the second hit given up of the game by Crawford. And now the Scouts are in a little bit of trouble again with 2 men on. 1 on first, 1 on second with no outs here in the top of the 6th inning.
So now there's going to be a meeting at the mound between Crawford and Coach Cates. So we'll see if this is the end of Crawford. As I mentioned earlier, Joey Levitt out there warming up in your Scout bullpen.
Now we're going to see what Joey Levitt does. Yeah, I think they're definitely considering taking Crawford out. He's making the point over towards Levitt. Meeting between Gaunt and Crawford and Cates right now. Levitt's still in the pen. They haven't taken him out yet. Might keep Crawford in. He's thrown 5 innings here. Has 6 strikeouts and 5 walks. But just gave up his second hit of the ball game. And the whole infield's going to come in for a meeting now. Got to think they're going to keep him out here. If they're going to send him back, they probably would have already done so. Runners on first and second. Scouts looking for a double play ball. Haven't had one in a while. With no one out here on the top of the 6th inning with 2 on, that'd be a very crucial play. Scouts can usually get out of this.
So they're going to keep Crawford out there for now, but I got to imagine his pitch count is getting up there with all the walks he's given up. So don't know how much longer he's going to stay out there here. It's the top part of the 6th, and we've got at least one guy warming up in the Scouts bullpen.
Last time Scouts gave up runners on first and second with no outs was on the top of the 1st inning. They were able to get the next batter fly out to third, and then a couple strikeouts. Got Crawford out of that jam. See what he does here. Coach Case shows his faith in him. And it's a bunt attempt. Is laid down perfectly. Thrown over to first. Just in time. Christian Binger covering first base. Doing his good job normally in his second base role. Drifts over to his left to cover for Lincoln Reed, who came all the way in, crashing to try to get that bunt. But the sacrifice is laid down perfectly by Osborne. So it's a 2-0 game here. Still runners on second and third. So runners on second and third here. That one's a bit high. Count is now 1-0.
This is only the second time today that they've allowed a runner to get over to third.
Charlie Waters at the dish. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. The count is now 1-1 with 1 out. Waters from Stetson University. Here comes the 1-1, and that one curves and gets him swinging high, chasing that one a little bit. Runners on second and third. Crawford could really use a strikeout right here. Runners have advanced to third twice in this game. First time back in the second inning, and he gets him swinging, sends him back packing, and Crawford adds to a strikeout total 7 in the contest. That's going to bring up Ted Williams. Ted singled last time. He's 1 for 2. One of only 2 hits in this game for the Copperheads. This will most likely be the last inning of action for Crawford. He'll love to finish it with an exclamation mark strikeout. First pitch to Williams. That one breaks, but not enough. Just misses high. Count is now 1-0. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and that one's low. Count is now 2-0. Crawford with 5 walks in the game. Up 2-0 on the batter here. Now to work his way back. Here comes the 2-0. And gets that outside corner. Count is now 2-1 here to Ted Williams, the third baseman. Crawford from Sinclair. Here's his 2-1. Now one's going to be grounded over. Christian Binger should be able to put this one easily to Lincoln Reed, and he does. John Crawford gets out of trouble again. He's a magician. That'll probably do it for his first start. So he goes 6 strong so far. This will most likely be replaced by Coach Bubba Case, but after 6 innings, Crawford has struck out 7, walked 5, but most importantly, given up no runs on those 2 hits.
Great job from the Scouts. Once again, they allow a couple guys to get on base. Found a way to leave them stranded. Can't ask for too much more out of a guy in his first start.
Absolutely, you cannot kind of just throw him in the middle of the rotation. He's the 3-man of this 5-man pitching rotation for the Scouts. Starts off with Quentin McGrath and Will Cruz, who are both got, well, Will has 1 win, still not fixed yet on point streak for the game against Lake Erie Monarchs, for 2 great starts by both Will and Quentin. And after John Crawford, the number 4-man of the rotation, will be Seth Hallmark, who has the 1 loss on the season for this Scout squad, and then Dylan Donnelly, who did a very good job pitching in his last start. He's still a little sore from that one. So that would be the 5-man rotation here. As there's a tumble over there at third base by Ted Williams. We were wondering earlier, maybe had to do with the slickness of the turf from the rain. Might have just tripped over his shoelace. We don't know.
And you mentioned Donnelly did really good in his last start. He had a great outing in his last start. It was the second game against the Lima Locos. That was back on Sunday. And he went 6 1/3 inning, gave up the 3 runs, but those 3 runs were on 1 pitch. So basically he had 1 bad pitch in over 6 innings of work. So if you only have 1 bad pitch, you're doing pretty good, Terry.
And coming back out to the rubber for the Copperheads will be Jake Runicki. This was his first start of the season as well. So 2 players from these teams that haven't seen any time, and they both put up pretty solid performances today. Runicki has given up 9 hits, but has only allowed 2 runs. Could have been a lot worse, as Christian Binger is up here for the Scouts. Here comes his first pitch, and he watches that one go home. Go a little high for a 1-0 count here. And that second one's going in for a strike. Count is 1-1 to Christian Binger, second baseman from Southwest Baptist University in Houston. 1-1 count here, and that was missing outside for a ball. Count is now 2-1 to Binger. And winds and delivers, and that one's going to be hit towards left center field. Will it drop? It will drop, and Christian Binger's got two. It's going to be picked up and thrown in. So Christian will stay over there at second base as they hit the cutoff man. Good job by Brenton Pemba to get that win in quickly. If he missed that one, it would have hit off the wall. I think Binger easily could have got to third base. But nonetheless, a double for Christian Binger, his first extra base hit of the season, and his fourth hit of the season total.
So Christian has been on fire recently, swinging the bat. He's done a good job really in every asset of hitting. He's been able to hit for contact very well. He's done a good job of drawing walks and getting on base when he has needed to. So you can't ask for too much more out of a guy that earlier on this year was either batting leadoff or second, has since dropped down in the order, and he's really found his niche in the seventh hole so far.
That's going to bring up Zach Wiley, a 2 for struck out in the second and fourth. And you got to think about Christian Binger. Batted over 370 this year at Christian Baptist. So Christian's over there at second base. Excuse me, Southwest Baptist, not Christian Baptist. Christian's over there at second. And here comes the pitch. It does not break far enough. Count is now 2-0. Zach Wiley, a righty against Rudnicki's trying to get out of his sixth inning of work here. These guys now have 10 hits on him. Up 2-0 here with no outs. Runner on second, Christian Binger. Here comes the 2-0, and that's going to be drilled up towards second base. And they throw it, and Zach, he has a chuckle there over at first base with Taylor Hargrove. Not on the team from any stretch of the imagination, but he was able to beat that one out as Calorie had to chopper before he could throw to Waters at first. So now after to start off the bottom of the sixth inning.
And it was funny. I had a funny conversation with him on Monday when we were coming back from our volunteer work. He was asking about Jeff Connor, our stat guy. He asked what his actual position is. I said, stat guy. He's like, oh, I don't want to talk to him. I said, well, why is that? He said, because I haven't got a hit yet. And he's been doing good these last couple games.
As Miles Wright comes up to the plate. Fouls away that first bunt attempt to see if he's going to try to bunt home Christian Binger here in the bottom of the sixth inning. 2-0 Scouts of runners on first and third. No out. Jake Rudnicki for the Copperheads. And a little bit of danger.
And you got to think that they're sitting on a bunt attempt from Miles. He sacrificed earlier, fouled that one off. If I was him, I would think about showing bunt, pulling it back, and taking a swing at it.
Here comes the pitch, and that one is a little bit low. Count is now 1-1. And Miles does have line drive potential in that comeback win against the Locos. He hit right back second and short and bring home a run before Binger brought home the final two for the win for yesterday. 0-for-1 today. Swings a little bit late on that one. Count is now 1-2. As yesterday's 0-for-4 performance dropped Miles' batting average down to 222 going to this one. From St. Edward's University in Austin, Texas. Miles from the Houston area. Here comes the 1-2. Now one's going to be hit past third, and Miles Wright singles home Christian Binger. So the slump is over for Miles. And that single makes the score Scouts 3, Copperheads 0. And this between the top two teams in the league.
So it's basically the curse of the broadcaster, right? Whenever you say that they're struggling, they'll find a way to get a hit. Whenever you say they're doing awesome, they'll find a way to strike out in the strangest way possible. So just goes to show you what strange things can happen through the course of a week in baseball.
As there is some action in the pen, and I'm glad the reverse psychology is working for this. Miles Wright singles, puts Zach White second base. And Miles over there at first, of course, on that single. And we can't exactly tell who's in the pen. Our view is obstructed by the chain link fence that surrounds the opponent's bullpen. But nonetheless, 3-0 Scouts here. No outs of the sixth inning. With runners on first and second as we're about to go the lineup.
3 straight hits from the Scouts results in another run, and can't really plan it any better than that after you have the leadoff double from Christian Binger, and then Zach Wiley hits dribbler, and he manages to beat it out. And then Miles comes in with the RBI single right between shortstop and third base. Pieces of hitting for the last couple of two
time, Copperhead head coach Johnson speak with Jake Rudnick, and he's going to keep him out there. I thought we might see a pitching himself in a little bit of danger here. Has 3 runs given up. He's given up 12 hits in this contest, so it could be a lot worse. But with no outs, they're confident product from Ohio University, Jake Rudnicki, the right-hander, and he's going to throw to Gilcrease into here, and he gets the strike again. What a break for Zach Wiley.
The draw, because Zach Wiley would have been easily out, so he just decides to keep running over the distance, can get over to second. It's a knock on second and third, really by Gilcrease.
So Zach Wiley would have been out for a mile. He was a squirrel caught in a trap there, but he was able to get hit in the back. Luckily, able got to third base, so now none on for Levi Gilcrease. He'll be swinging now as that pitch is low. Counts 1-1. Zach Wiley got on, beating out and in for an infield single. As Calorie couldn't get it to Waters in time. And Miles Wright singled home a run past third, and Ted Williams. And now 1-1 here for Levi Gilcrease as the Scouts go to the top of their lineup for the 4th time this game here in the bottom of the 6th. Check swing just misses outside. Count is now 2-1 for Levi Gilcrease. Runners both in scoring position on second and third with Zach Wiley and Miles Wright. Here comes the 2-1. That one's low in the dirt, 3-1. And you got to feel for Jake Rudnicki after that one. It looked like he easily had the lead man out over at third base because of a base running mishap from Zach Wiley. As the ball hit the brothers of Zach and fell to the brown turf. He was in there safe. Here comes the 3-1. Now we're going to hit towards second. Calorie, and that's going to send home a couple. As Gilcrease is going to stay at first, but not before he sends home the 4th and 5th runs of the game. And the Scouts have opened this one up here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Great piece of hitting there from Gilcrease. Was able to just find a way to get it past both the pitcher and the second baseman in Rudnicki and Collery. And they'll now, bullpen will tell you, as soon as we know who he is.
I think that was a mistake not taking him out earlier. Clearly, Rudnicki lost a little bit. And then they sent up a couple more batters. Both get hit, so 4 straight batters. So end of the day, for Jake Rudnicki, he gets earned runs on 13 hits through 5 innings of action. He started the 6th, faced 4 batters in the 6th, but couldn't get an out, so he'll be only credited with 5 innings pitched. And so we'll have a new on the mound for the Copperheads, who are down 5-0 here in the bottom of the 6th inning against the Xenia Scouts.
So as many hits as he gave up, he did not walk a single batter.
Did not. He just gave up 13 hits, which, as we saw with Crawford, he gave up 5 walks. You can deal with as long as you keep those runs down. And coming into the game for the Copperheads will be Connor Bowers. Connor is he doesn't actually go to college. He's actually a member of the United States Army. We're talking with the broadcaster from the Copperheads before this game. An interesting story. States military service. So first of all, thank you to Connor Country And the broadcasters for the Copperheads said he's thinking about maybe trying to play some D1 football when he comes back, when he tries to attend a D1 university. But this summer he's playing some ball for the Southern Ohio Copperheads.
Is the rule in this you just have to be a certain age range?
There's a limit. And that one's inside as we have a steal attempt, and easily there's Gilcrease. The ball's going to go to center field, and Gilcrease is going to go to third. So he gets, and an error on the catcher is going to send Gilcrease over to third base. So an E2 there. I have to apologize, folks. Eddie Fitzpatrick in the game. Good, thank you. Glad we got this. But it's Eddie Fitzpatrick from Brown University who's on the mound here for Copperheads. An Ivy Leaguer. Interesting story nonetheless. No Connor Bowers from the Army, but it's going to be Fitzpatrick on the mound. Counts down 1-1 to Lee Solomon. Lee third now. That one curves. And it's going to be by Solomon. Is on. Hit a 2 RBI single. Stole the error from Salter. Put him over at third base. It's been a rough day. Not only after hers 1 for 3. But that error. There's a couple of strikeouts in this contest. Here's the pitch to Solomon. He's swinging at that one outside. And that
got a piece of that one.
Just barely got a piece of that one. Lance would have been back to the dugout. Cal State's 1-2. Solomon this game is 2 for 3. Struck out in the 4th inning. 1 of 3 strikeouts from previous pitcher Jake Rudnicki. Here's the inside pitch, and it curves in. So looking at that one as Lee's going to go back to the dugout. A bad taste in his mouth as he goes down looking at the third strike. He comes into the game, and he gets the first out. Here comes Kyle Carnahan. First pitch in there for a strike to Kyle, who flew out to deep left last time. Here comes the second pitch, and that's going to be hit towards short. Ezel throws over to Waters, and he gets him. But not before Levi Gilcrease is sent home, so it's going to be RBI put out for Kyle Carnahan. So the score is now, after those 4 hits to start this inning, all come home to score. We saw him then struck out looking, just got that from Fitzpatrick, and is in there for a strike. Count is now 0-1 to David. This is his 4th at bat of the game. Swing and a miss, 0-2. And that run will not count against Fitzpatrick's ERA as he was put on by Rudnick. And here comes the 0-2 to Gaunt and gets some swings. So 3 pitches, 3 strikes, 1 out, and that's the last of the bottom 6. And that'll do it for the Scouts, but not before they put 4 on the board. Score is now Xenia Scouts 6, Southern Ohio Copperheads 0, as that one was blown up in the bottom of the 6th inning. Now the Scouts have another big lead.
Like we thought we were going to see after that last half inning from Crawford, it would be a new pitcher for the Xenia Scouts, and we were exactly right. It'll now be Joey Levitt coming into the game.
Joey Levitt has been phenomenal this season. Last time he was on the mound, he was actually awarded Player of the Game. The Scouts have a WWE type wrestling belt that they keep with them. Whenever it gets the Player of the Game, and Joey was aware of that last time. Will Cruz has it right now. We'll see who gets it after today. Joey's a right-hander, a freshman from Cypress College in California. Interesting tidbit. But Joey's dad's a twins.
And yeah, the other day in a all-time athlete draft. And first guy Joey picks Joe Mauer on the Twins. And my exact words were, "I'm sorry, Joey, we don't all know everything about the Twins."
Yeah, Mauer, one of the best athletes in Twins history. Maybe a little bit of biasness there, but nothing but domination on the mat all season long. He's had 2 appearances, 4 innings pitched, has only given up 2 hits, 1 walk, and most importantly, no earned runs. Joey Levitt has been stellar in relief for the Scouts team.
He scored a run on Sunday. He still hasn't given up a run.
That's a good point, Lance. He was pinch run for Lincoln Reed in that crazy 5-4 comeback win against the Locos on Sunday here at Grady's Field. His first pitch of the game is a strike. Lance, what's the side coming up for the Copperheads?
It'll be Connor Calorie up right now, then Azili and Rubel.
Now once we hit towards first, Lincoln Reed scoops it up and grabs the bag. That's out number 1. Joey Levitt, quick 2 pitches and quick first out. That's the lineup for the 4th time of this game for the Copperheads. Trevor Uzel is up. He is 0 for 2 with a walk. That one's going to hit the outside corner. Now 0-1. Last time Trevor was up, he Lincoln Reed at first base. Here comes the 0-1. That was low in the brown field turf. Count is now 1-1. That was the smallest guy on the team. He's about 6'3", 160 only. And here comes the 1-1. In there for a strike right down Broad Street. Count is now 1-2. Strike away from the first K of the day. Love it. Expert reliever. Here comes the 1-2. That one reaches the backstop. Luckily, no. Get a little darker here in Xenia, Ohio. So a dark blue above the horizon. Here comes the pitch, and that one is just outside. I thought I might hit the inside corner there, but misses. So now Levitt is full at 3-2. Here to Trevor. Here comes that payoff pitch. Walking back to the before the ump even has. So now one zealous. Joey Levitt comes in here, 7th inning, and gets his first strikeout.
He did a great job there. He allowed Azella to kind of come back as after he got ahead of him. Still found a way back out of the inning.
First pitch is a strike. Grant Rule. He's 0 for 2 with a walk, but he struggled against John Crawford, who went 6 innings strong. 7th pitch, and that's going to be lined to the left up by Hogan. Throws it in. That's going to be a single. So the first hit given up of the game from Joey to Grant Rubel. That's only the 3rd hit given up. Also Joey.
Allowed last time out was a bunt. One of the better bunts we've seen all year, if not all year.
Now coming into the plate for the Copperheads, we Brandon Pemba hit by a pitch on first here. 2 outs in the top of the 7th, and a lot of break on that ball, but not enough. And the count ball. Thanks for joining us here on the live stream. Earlier in the contest, this whole game will be put of 6-0. It's going to be lined over to left field. Wide home. Now he'll get to in time. Second. It's going to be single given up by 11 to start this 8th inning for Ryan Rippey. His first hit. He is now 1 for 3 with a single. That's going to bring up Will Salter. He's 1 for 3 last time up. Joey Levitt. Here's the pitch, and that one's high. Gone, throws over the first. Lincoln really can't pick it up. Might have been a nice pickoff attempt. So 1-0 here. Again, we apologize for the technical difficulties. I think we were having some Wi-Fi issues that's causing the stream to drop as that ball is hit towards center field. Eli Gilcrease will put it away. So for the third time today, Will Salters goes down.
Now to bat number 6, Chris Osborne.
So 1 down here in the top of the 8th inning. Scouts up by a score of 6-0. They love it on the mound in his second inning of work. He's pitched an inning and a third so far of scoreless ball. He's allowed 2 hits, including that runner on first right now, Ryan Rippey. Here comes his pitch, and that one's ripped past Lincoln Reed just over his outstretched glove. That's going to send Rippey over to third, but a play at second, and he gets it. What a throw by Miles Wright. Heads up play as Osborne is trying to extend a single to a double, and he is out at second.
Now batting number 29, Charlie Waters.
So that'll advance Rippey over to third, but yeah, Osborne just got a little greedy on that one, trying to take second. That one just got past Lincoln's glove when that one was hit off of the bat, and then Miles ranged over to grab that one, threw it over to second in plenty of time for another out. That's a second out of the inning, so I'll have a runner on third with 2 down.
And heads up play by Lee Solomon getting in the bag, making sure there was a chance for Miles to even throw him out. That's going to bring up Charlie Waters. Struck out last time. The first one's in there for a strike. Dropped off the table. Count is now 0-1. Waters is 0 for 2 with a walk earlier in the game. And here comes the 0-1 pitch, and that one's hit up high. And it's going to be out of play as it heads right above us. So we hear the loud boom as it echoes above. Count is now 0-2 with 2 outs. Joey Levitt trying to get out of the top of the 8th. There is a runner on third, Ryan Rippey. He singled. Was able to get to the third base on the single by Chris Osborne. Osborne tried to extend that single, was unable to do so. Here comes the 0-2 pitch from Levitt. Gets him swinging and gets out of the inning. So one last gasp of air left for the Copperheads, who are down 6-0, and it'll be your Zenith Scouts coming up here in the bottom of the 8th. So Joey Levitt. Strike out. Second of the day. Trevor Ezel, the first batter he fiended that time. He gets Water swinging. And it'll be the 8-9-1 part of the lineup for the Copperheads and their last chance at trying to. So a couple hits given up total from Joey early in the game. With John Crawford, he pitched solid innings of baseball, only giving up 2 hits. Did give up 5 walks, but also had 7 strikeouts. So a great debut for John Crawford, the pitcher from St. Clair Community College, a Bowling Green State University transfer. That's going to bring up the Scouts here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And Lance, who the Scouts have coming up on the side?
For the Scouts, it will be the same start to the inning we had way back in the 4th inning. It'll be Zach Wiley, the designated hitter from Union. After him, Miles Wright from St. Edwards, who made a great play out there in right field to get the second out of the inning. And then after him, it will be back to the top of the lineup in Levi Gilcrease, the center fielder from Baylor.
And great game today from Miles and Lance. I'm going to credit that to you with your stock suggestions. As Zach Wiley swings and misses at that first pitch here in the bottom of the 8th inning. So he goes down 0-1. Wiley single last time, who came around to score. He's 2 for 3. Second pitch misses with a ball. 2 for 3. He scored a run. Got caught in that chase down between second and third before the ball was hit off his back, as that one's fouled shyly to the left. Count is now 1-2. So 1-2 count here for Zach Wiley. As it gets darker here at the AIA Sports Complex in Grady's Field. 2-2 count now for Zach Wiley. Zach in the DH role tonight. He was in the catcher role last night from Union University. That one misses high. Count is now 3-2. The delivery from Eddie Fitzpatrick, pitcher from Brown. That came in the 6th inning. That one misses, and Wiley will walk in a big fling of the bat from Zach Wiley. So now he's on for the 3rd time this game. So Lance, I think he's keeping the mustache.
Yeah, I think the mustache is around to stay at least for a little bit. And we saw him play yesterday. We had 2 hits yesterday, has 2 hits again today with the walk he just earned. So 2 for 3 on the day. And he's been saying he really just wanted to get back into playing shape, missed all of this past season at Union with an injury, and he seems to be getting back in a groove.
This brings up Miles right. Watches that pitch go by high. Count is now 1-0 to him. Last time I was up, he had that RBI single. Miles also came around to score, and a 2 RBI single from Levi Gilcrease, who's on deck right now. That one's low in the dirt for a ball. Count is now 2-0. No outs here in the bottom 8th. 6-0 Scouts. Thanks for listening to, I think, what we are now our 3rd separate YouTube video. We've had some Wi-Fi problems here. And that one's a swing and a miss for Miles right. Counts now 2-1. We'll be in Athens, Ohio tomorrow as that pitch goes for a strike to even up at 2-2. As it'll be the second game of the 2-game series between the Scouts and the Copperheads. That'll be in Athens, Ohio at Bob Wren Field. This game is a matchup between the top 2 teams in the league. Copperheads came here at 5-0, Scouts at 5-1. And that one curves in there for a strike, and Miles knew that one as he watched it hit the glove and already started to walk to the dugout before he heard the ump's call. Just a beautiful pitch by Eddie Fitzpatrick. Just catches Miles right, staring at it. Glory.
Yeah, there wasn't much he can do on that one. It was really just a great pitch that had a nice late break to it. Nothing you can do as a hitter on that one.
And now it's going to send up Levi Gilcrease. He's 2 for 3 in this game with a couple of RBIs on his last at bat. Takes the first one for a strike, second one a ball. Just a bit outside. Count is now 1-1. So 1-1 count here of 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Scouts up by a score of 6-0. Trying to put away the Southern Ohio Copperheads, and Gilcrease swinging at that one. The center fielder from Baylor just whiffs. Now 1-2. I think the Scouts might be having some activity in their bullpen. Joey Levitt has come into relief in this game. He's pitched solidly in the 7th and 8th innings. He's given up 3 hits, but he's got a couple of strikeouts. Most importantly, no earned runs. And Gilcrease watches that one fall low. Counts even at 2-2 here to Levi.
We got Joe Chasen, the de facto closer for the Scouts, has 2 saves on the air, out warming up in the bullpen.
Joe's dealing with a bit of an ankle problem, so it's good to see him back in the pen as Gilcrease takes a cut of that one and fouls it backwards behind us. Staying alive at 2-2. So runner on first base, 2-2. Here's the pitch. Now one's going to be fouled or towards first on that first base line. Just misses inside of it. Gilchrist fouls another one away. Stays alive here, 2-2. Scouts trying to get out of this one with a victory here at Grady's Field. Undefeated at Grady's this year. Here comes the pitch, and that one's low and away. And that's going to get past Salter. And that's going to send Wiley over there to second on the wild pitch. So Gilchrist is going to step in with a full count now as fought his way back. Payoff pitch from Eddie Fitzpatrick incoming. Fitzpatrick's done a great job. He's his first 2 innings of work. Set down his first 3 batters each time. Time to give up that walk to Zach Wiley. He's now over there in scoring position at second. Struck out Miles right here. Says 3-2. And he also strikes out Gilchrist. So Levi Gilchrist is now 2 for 4 in the contest. As he's caught swinging at that one and got a whole lot of nothing. So that's going to bring up Lee Solomon, who's 2 for 4 in this contest. 2 outs now for the Scouts with a runner in scoring position at second. Scouts with 13 hits in this game. They've left a lot of people on, but still with a comfortable 6-0 lead. That one's well inside for Lee. It's going to be a ball. Lee came into this game batting .333 at .500 right now. Got a run and a run batted in with his 2 singles. Call. Nate Fitzpatrick, pitcher for Brown, has come in for relief. Jake Rudnick, who pitched 5 innings, gave up 4 runs, 6 earned. Here goes the pitch. Now it's in there for a strike to Solomon. Count is now 1-1. Scouts will play at 7:05 every day, except for Sundays, which will be at 4:05. All makeup games will be played on Mondays, which are regularly off for your Scouts. Again, here comes the pitch. Well inside. I don't know how that one missed Solomon. Count is now 2-1. We have a community event coming up on July 2nd. There will be 3-on-3 basketball, a scavenger hump, and Despicable Me 2 here at the AI Sports Game. Your Scouts on that night. So it's going to be grounded foul towards third base. Evens it up at 2-2 for Solomon. Lance, are you ready for some 3-on-3 action?
Oh, I'm always ready.
Lance was born ready. It's like Steph Curry with the shot boy. And it's a 2-2 count here for Lee Solomon. That's Eddie Fitzpatrick on the mound. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. And here comes the 2-2. Now it's going to be hit over towards second base. Calorie puts away Lee Solomon, and that's going to end the inning. Zach Wiley gets on with a walk, and then is wild pitch to second, but a couple of strikeouts for Fitzpatrick. That brings his total to 4 for the day, 3 innings of work. And that ground out there to second from Solomon is going to most likely the day at the plate for the Scouts. At least they hope it ends their day at the plate for the Scouts as we go into the 9th inning of action. Scouts up by a score of 6-0. Lance, who is the final for the Southern Ohio Copperheads?
For the Copperheads, they'll start at the number 8 spot in their lineup. It'll be Ted Williams to lead it off, then Connor Calorie, their second baseman, to hit second, and then it'll be back to the top of their lineup, and Trevor Azil, and he'll bat third, and we will have a new pitcher out there for the Scouts. It'll be Mr. Joe Chasen.
So Joey Levitt has 2 innings of work, gets a couple of strikeouts. Gives up 3 hits, but yet again, no runs. So his ERA stays at 0 after 3 appearances. Should start calling him Advil because Joey Levitt gives great relief, Lance.
That's absolutely right.
That's
Killing
nice.
it with those one-liners today.
I'm feeling it, Lance. And coming out to the mound right now will be Joe Chasen. Joe from Hillsledge. Yeah, closed the other night against the Settlers in that 4-3 win. Got a couple of strikeouts in that one before he had a 4 to end the game. You know, a less stellar performance against the Lake Erie Monarchs when the Scouts were up by a score of 5-1 going to the bottom of the ninth. He gave up 3 runs and had runners on first and second before he finally shut it down and finished that one out. Jason stands at about 6'3". His kind of sidearm around his waist area. He starts at about 3/4 up his body, bends over and flings it in there. We'll see how Ted Williams deals with his unorthodox. Ted Williams came into the game batting 500. He's 1 for 3 tonight. We've seen him make a couple nice plays in the field, including that running behind, turned his glove and caught the foul ball on the first pitch is high. Count as a 1-0. Looks like we have some more activity in the bullpen for the Scouts, and maybe just in case things go very, very awry. Jason, now as we switch that bullpen, count is now 1-1 here to Ted Williams, third baseman from Millsville.
It actually appears that Seth Hallmark out there warming up in the bullpen.
I mean, strange to see because Seth Hallmark's the projected starter for tomorrow. Anything can happen in baseball, Lance, especially with a man like Coach Bubba Cates coaching this team. All the triggers that are necessary. Here's the Hallmark's just getting ready for the game tomorrow. Who knows? Here's the 2-1. That was a bit high from Chasen. It was now 3-1, and walks are a big problem for Joe. And that victory against the Monarchs by 5-4 score. Scouts came in this game 5-1, trying to go for 6-1. And he misses that one high, and Ted Williams is going to walk over to first base, and that start off the inning for the Copperheads. And that's the 4th time this game. Now the Copperheads start off an inning with a walk. Connor Callery, he's 0 for 3 in this contest. Grounded out to Lincoln Reed at first last time with the unassisted put out. Here's Chasen. He misses outside. Count is now 1-0. Ted Williams, a small stature, could be a speedster on the base pass. David Bond has not been tested this game. There's a waiting behind the plate, and Joe Chasen fakes. Has 1-0 count here. Here's the pitch. Now it's hit right past Chasen. Center, and Gilchrist will pick it up and throw it back into play. But quickly now, 2 on for the Copper. Caused a little bit of a ruckus to start the top of the 9th inning. First hit of the game. In a little bit of trouble, and we're back to the start of the lineup for the 4th time of this game for the Copperheads. Terry Zell is going to be up, the shortstop from Missouri State. He is 0 for 3, struck out looking last time. Now misses well, and that's going to be a wild pitch from Chasen. Runners are going to go to second and third, both in scoring position now. Chasen comes in relief for Joey Levitt. And it struggled here to start the top of the ninth. Run on to third. 1-0 count here for Jason. And he misses low again. Count is now 2-0. Jason has his back foot, his right foot on the mound. Raises that left knee, throws and gets a strike. Trying to get back into the groove is Joe Chasen. Count is now 2-1 here to Trevor Ezel. Here comes the 2-1 pitch and gets him swinging. Joe looks like he's feeling it a little bit now. Evens it up at 2-2. He had a couple strikeouts 2 nights ago against the Settlers on Tuesday night. A 4-3 victory. Trying to get his first of the night here. And here comes the pitch. Gets him swinging. Gets the strikeout. Joe Chasen showing great composure on the mound. Sits down. Trevor Ezel. That's going to be his first strikeout of the game. Runner still on second and third. He's going to bring up Grant Rubel. Singled his last time up. That was back in the 7th. Comes the pitch. Gets him looking. Count is now 0-1 to Rubel. Rubel came in the game batting .444. He's going for 3 tonight with a walk. Also has a couple strikeouts. Jason would love to get another strikeout right here. And here comes the pitch, and it's hit right back up the middle. Sliding stop by Bing. Throws to first. Not in time. Unbelievable play by Christian Binger. It's going to go for an RBI infield single regardless, but still a nice play by Christian Binger. But nonetheless, the shutout is over. Score is now Scouts with runners on first and third here for the Copperheads.
That have been given up have been right back up the middle.
That sent home Ted Williams, who got on. First pitch in there for a strike to the new batter, Brett Pemba. He's 0 for 3 in this contest. Was hit by a pitch. And now that sets up a game-ending double play ball here for Brett. Joe Chasen with the pickoff attempt over there at first. Back in time is Rubel. He's now 2 for 4 in the game after that RBI single. Copperheads down 6-1, trying to mount a comeback here at Grady's Field. We're in the top of the 9th inning with 1 out. 1 out for Joe Chasen. Here comes this pitch. Curves it back in, but low for a ball. Count is now 1-1 to Impemba. Scouts again will play this team tomorrow, 7:05 down in Athens, Ohio. Couple-hour trip from here. Jason gets his call, throws, and low. Counts down 2-1. David Gaunt makes all of his calls here. No pitching coaches making the calls for the Zenith Scouts. Gaunt and Chase had a conversation about on the bus ride home last night. Both prefer the catcher calling the game. Count is now 2-1 here for Chase, and he throws. That was very low. Good block by David Gaunt. Had a great day at the plate and did a great job at the dish right there. Gaunt finished the day 3 for 4. An RBI and a double. 3-1 count here to Brenton Pemba. Pick up a great catch by Lincoln Reed. Probably should have been an error and a run scored. That's a leaping grab, extending his left arm all the way to get his glove on that one. Saves a run for the Scouts. Runner staying on first and third. 3-1 count here for Chasen. He throws. And it's going to be outside for a walk. So the second walk of the inning for Joe Chasen. So bases loaded here. 6-1 lead. David Gaunt going out to settle his catcher down. And after we saw it with the Lake Erie Monarchs, I think that Coach Case might stick with Joe, but he's going out for a meeting at the mound right now. But I think he's going to have to show confidence in his righty. We saw it before. See if we see it again here. There's the meeting between the whole team. So Scouts up by a score of 6-1, but bases loaded here in the top of the 9th inning. And we got to this point when we start off the inning with a walk to Ted Williams. He came home to score a wild pitch after a single from Connor Callery sent the runners to second and third. Trevor Ezell struck out swinging, or then a single for Grant Rubel with an RBI that brought home Ted Williams. And then just a walk from Brett Mpemba has loaded the bases here. So a couple of hits and a couple of walks given up by Joe Chasen, who they're going to keep on the mound. As Ryan Rippey comes up to the plate, and that one's going to be hit towards second. Binger picks it up, throw to the short, and Solomon, he's going to throw to first, and he gets him. It's a 4-6-3 double play to end the game. Lance, I was just talking about haven't seen a double play in a while. What better time to get one than to end the game? So Joe Chasen puts himself in a lot of trouble, but is able to figure his way out of it. And that's going to be a ball game. 6-1, Scouts win.
Great. Exactly when they needed it, just like you mentioned. With that great play, had bases loaded. Great play there for the Scouts to end the game.
You're absolutely right, Lance. It was a great job by the Scouts. You got to go back all the way for the Scouts to that 6th inning of action. The bottom of the 6th inning where they broke this one open. They scored 4 in that 6th inning. They started off with a double by Christian Binger, a single from Zach Wiley, a single from Miles Wright that scored Binger, and then a single from Levi Gilcrease that sent in both Wiley and Wright. And Gilcrease was able to score eventually on a Kyle Carnahan put out. And those 4 runs gave us to our 6-0 score at the time. Scouts put themselves back in a little bit of trouble in the 9th inning. But that's all right. After loading the bases and giving up a run, had a 4-6-3 double play to get out of it. It was a little bit of an awkward exchange, I thought, between Binger and Solomon. And over the first 3, but they got it done. And that
That exchange looked awkward for as mentioned earlier. They're still getting used to playing together. It's a different infield combination than Christian's used to being at second base most of this season. And then you think Lee's just getting here. He just joined the team this week, so that's only one of his first couple games over there at shortstop. So they're just still getting used to each other. So I think that was number 1. And then number 2, just the fact that they wanted to make sure they had a little extra time to get that double play ball. So make sure they got the first out at second, got the other out at 3, and we will now momentarily be joined by player of the game for today, David Gaunt.
David Gaunt, just an absolutely fantastic performance. He went 3 for 4 with a double and an RBI, and we're momentarily waiting for David, and there he is, the player of the game, David Gaunt.
Thanks, guys.
As David takes over for Lance, puts on the headset.
Hello.
David, first of all, thank you for joining us today.
Hey,
Had a
thanks, Harry.
fantastic day at the plate. 3
Thanks.
for 4, a double, an RBI back in the first inning. Talk to us about that double. What did you see from that pitch?
Let's see. The double, I think I was down 0-2. And got a hanging breaking ball. And it was more a hustle double than anything. It didn't really sting it too well. So it was in the gap enough and busted out of the box. And it's rainy, so you can slide early. That helps too. So kind of all worked together. you like leadoff doubles.
As you mentioned, we had a bit of a rain delay. How does the rain affect field turf here?
Oh, wow. Well, the turf plays pretty fast as it is, and so when it gets slick and wet, you gotta kind of adjust. Everything plays faster. You got to slide earlier. But the balls are getting wet. There's any ball in the dirt got really wet, so it takes a little bit of adjustment, but not too much. It's still baseball.
And we got to go back to that 6th-inning play. First 4 batters all got hits, all scored runs. Were you guys saying anything to dugout? Did you guys just have a read on Rudnick at that point, or what happened?
Oh, well, we just hitting's contagious. I mean, one guy gets a hit, runners on, so you start getting more fastballs because they don't want him to steal. And I think Levi got us going there, stole a bag, and then advanced on a throw to third on the air. So once one guy starts doing something, everybody just kind of follows suit. Big innings are fun.
All right, let's go to the top of the 9th. You guys got in a little bit of trouble there. Gave up a run, loaded the bases. What were you thinking at that point? Maybe chasing coming out, or are you guys completely confident that they're staying in the game?
Oh, no. Completely confident in Joe. He's had good stuff all summer. He didn't have his best tonight, but he's even at 75% or whatever he was at tonight, he's still really tough. Giving up 1 run is fine when you got a 6-run cushion. Like to have the shutout, but you play different when you're up 6. You just try to throw strikes and work through things. The double play at the end was huge, though. That's a nice turn there. Because if that's not made, then things start getting a little interesting. So that was huge and good turn by Bing. That was a nice play.
Absolutely. A second short all game long, making nice plays in the field. Last question with this win. 6-1 now. Tops in the league. How does it feel?
Oh, man, it feels pretty good. I mean, it's what you expect. You got to expect to win. You got to expect to compete and be competitive. So it's no surprise at all. It's nice, though. It's fun. Winning's fun. And we'll go through a little stretch there. We're not playing our best. So you got to remember the times where you're competing and playing well. So this will come back and help us in the end for sure.
All right, David, thank you so
Thanks,
much.
Terry. Thanks, Lance. Let me get your headset, dude.
Coming back to that headset,
Right,
David Gahn is the first 2-time player of the game
award
winner. Yeah, he's going to have to try to get to the first 3-time player of the game award winner. And as the headset's going to go back towards Lance.
Yeah, it's all sweaty for you, Lance. Here you go, bud.
It was just a great game for David. Thank you again for joining us. David Gahn, 3 for 4 in this contest. He had a double and an RBI back in the first inning. Also had another single in there. It's just fantastic performances. Lance Morris joins me again. Lance, final impressions from the 6-1 victory.
Well, it was just a great game. Like you said, had a little bit of a rain delay there to start off the game after the top half of the first inning. But I think the score says it all. 6 runs against a team that had been undefeated coming into today. And to hold them to just run, and it came in the top of the 9th. Can't ask for too much more from the Xenia Scouts.
No, you can't, Lance. And it was just a fantastic performance from the Scouts. And as we mentioned with the interview with David, number 1 in the league now. And so the Scouts are sitting on top of the Great Lakes League standings. And they're going to play this team again tomorrow. The Copperheads dropped to 5-1 now. But the Scouts sitting pretty at 6-1. We'd like to thank all of you for staying with us. This, I believe, will be our 3rd broadcast separately in this game. We'll try to string them all together on YouTube for you guys to watch at home. A great performance by David Gahn. Some nice pitching in his first start of the year from John Crawford. He struck out 7 in this contest, and the Scouts come home with a 6-1 victory. Tune in again tomorrow at 7:05 and follow us on Twitter. Be friends with us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram as well. And you can see everything that happens with the Scouts on xeniascouts.com. For my broadcast partner, Lance Morris, I'm Terry Lash. Have a good night, folks, and God bless.